Have you ever been listening to a song when suddenly, out of nowhere, chills race down your spine and the hair on your arms stands up? It's not cold in the room, yet your whole body just shivered with pure emotion. That moment when the violin swells, the drum drops. This is Frisson, the scientific name for musical goosebumps, and it feels almost magical. But it's actually your brain rewarding you with one of the strongest natural dopamine rushes you can experience. So why does music, something that isn't food, sex, or survival, trigger the same pleasure circuits as the most addictive drugs? The answer lies deep inside an ancient reward system that evolved long before Spotify existed. Frisson happens when music violates your expectations in the most delicious way possible. Your brain is a prediction machine. Every second, it's guessing what note, rhythm, or lyric is coming next, based on everything you've ever heard. When a song follows the pattern perfectly, you feel satisfied. But when it suddenly breaks the rules, like an unexpected key change, a heart-stopping pause, or a vocal run that shouldn't be humanly possible, your brain screams, "Wait, what?" That surprise triggers a flood of dopamine, the same chemical released during eating chocolate, winning money, or falling in love. Except with music, the hit can be even stronger because the anticipation builds over minutes. Scientists call these moments peak pleasure, and they light up the nucleus accumbens, the brain's main reward center, like fireworks. One study from McGill University scanned people's brains while they experienced Frisson. The results were stunning. The chills weren't just emotional, they were physical. Blood flow surged to areas linked to pain relief, euphoria, and even orgasm. Yes, the same regions activated during the Big O light up when Hans Zimmer drops that final chord in Interstellar. But not everyone gets chills from music. Only about 50–60% of people experience Frisson regularly. Researchers found that people who score high in the personality trait openness to experience are far more likely to get goosebumps. These are the dreamers, the ones who feel everything deeply, who cry at movies and notice beauty in ordinary things. Their brains are wired to seek novel, intense emotional experiences. And music delivers that in waves. There's also a fascinating connection between Frisson and your skin. When the chills hit, your piloerector muscles, the tiny ones attached to each hair follicle, contract instantly. This reflex originally helped our ancestors fluff up their fur to look bigger when threatened or stay warm in the cold. Today, we have no fur, but the wiring remains. So when Adele holds that note in Someone Like You, your body reacts like a wolf facing a rival. Except instead of fear, it's pure awe. Some songs are engineered to trigger chills almost on command. Think of the build-up in Clair de Lune, the drop in Radiohead's Nude, or the choir entrance in O Fortuna. These aren't accidents. Composers have known for centuries that certain musical devices, appoggiaturas, sudden dynamic shifts, harmonic tension and release, make listeners lose their minds. Beethoven was a master at this. In his Ninth Symphony, he keeps you waiting, teasing, building unbearable tension until the Ode to Joy finally explodes and half the audience starts sobbing. Modern producers do the same. The reason that final chorus in Fix You by Coldplay destroys you every time? It's not just nostalgia. It's a calculated violation of expectation. The guitars drop out, Chris Martin's voice cracks with emotion, and then, bam! Everything comes crashing back in. Your brain predicted silence or fade out, but got triumph instead. Dopamine jackpot. Interestingly, the same brain response happens when you finally understand something complex. That aha moment when a puzzle clicks, same circuitry. Music gives you repeated micro aha moments, stacking pleasure on pleasure until your nervous system can't take it anymore and triggers a full-body chill. Some researchers believe Frisson is evolution's way of rewarding pattern recognition, and emotional bonding. Early humans who felt deeply moved by rhythmic drumming or singing were more likely to bond with their tribe, share emotions, and survive together. In other words, getting chills from music might have helped our ancestors fall in love, mourn together, and build civilization. Today, we just call it a great playlist. The most powerful chills often come from music tied to personal memory. A song from your first heartbreak, your wedding dance, or the night everything changed. These carry extra emotional weight. Your brain links the melody to real dopamine moments from your past. So when you hear it again, it's like reliving the feeling in high definition. That's why certain songs can make you cry and smile at the same time. It's not just the music. It's you meeting your own life through sound. Scientists have even found that people who get strong frisson have more fibers connecting their auditory cortex to their emotional centers. In simple terms, their brains are physically built to feel music more intensely. It's like having a direct highway from their ears to their soul. So the next time a song gives you chills, don't just enjoy it. Recognize what's really happening. Your ancient brain is celebrating. You're not weak for tearing up at a guitar solo. You're human, perfectly wired to be destroyed by beauty. And in a world that often feels numb, those chills, they're proof you're still alive, still capable of wonder, still feeling everything. And honestly, that might be the most epic drop of all. But here's something even wilder that most people don't know. Frisson isn't just random. You can actually train yourself to get stronger chills. Professional musicians and hardcore listeners often report that the more they understand music theory, the more intense their goosebumps become. Why? Because the better you can predict what's coming, the bigger the shock when the composer pulls the rug out from under you. It's like watching a magic trick when you already know how most illusions work. When someone invents a completely new method, your mind explodes even harder. There's a famous experiment where researchers played the same piece of music to people before and after they learned about its structure. After just a short lesson on harmony and tension, participants reported chills that were twice as strong. Their brains had leveled up. Another mind-blowing fact, chills from music can actually reduce physical pain. In hospital studies, patients listening to their favorite songs while experiencing frisson needed significantly less pain medication. The dopamine and endorphin rush acts like a natural opioid. Some doctors are now prescribing specific playlists for chronic pain sufferers because the effect is that powerful. And get this. Scientists have found that the exact same brain network lights up when you get chills from a movie scene, a beautiful painting, or even a perfectly told story. Frisson isn't limited to music. It's the universal signature of aesthetic awe. When Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa's smile, when Spielberg held that T-Rex shot just a little too long, when Shakespeare wrote To Be or Not to Be, they were all hacking the same ancient reward system. They were giving your brain the sweetest surprise it never saw coming. Perhaps the most beautiful part? These moments of transcendence are completely free. No drugs, no money, no risk. Just a pair of headphones and 3 minutes of someone else's soul poured into sound waves. Yet it can rewire your entire nervous system with pure meaning. In a 2024 study, researchers discovered that people who regularly experience musical frisson have lower rates of depression and higher life satisfaction. Not because they're happier people to begin with, but because their brains are literally better at generating joy from thin air. They've mastered the art of being emotionally moved. And in the end, isn't that what makes life worth living? Those rare, perfect moments when a song understands you better than any person ever could. When time stops, when your skin prickles and your chest tightens and you remember, without words, that you are not just a brain carrying a body, you are a universe having a feeling. So next time you feel those chills creeping up your spine, don't brush them off. Lean in. Let the wave crash over you. Because somewhere inside that shiver, evolution is smiling. Your ancestors are singing. And for one brief, electric moment, you are exactly where you were always meant to be. Completely, beautifully, overwhelmingly alive.